Here we go, buddy. This storybook collection advent calendar. Day 2. Let's see what we have today. Whoa. We gotta grab that 2 up there. And we gotta not eat all the pages.
But they look so tasty.
And then we open this little present. And what do we have? Huey, Dewey, and Louie's Christmas wish. Their wish is for you to not eat them. It was a few days before Christmas, and brothers Huey, Dewey, and Louie were in town, looking eagerly in the store windows. Wow! Look at that shiny toboggan! Dewey cried. He pulled his 2 brothers over to the brightly lit window. We sure could have a lot of fun with that if we got it for Christmas, sighed Huey. But they had already written their letters to Santa Claus. We could ask Uncle Donald, Dewey suggested. But we haven't been the most well-behaved boys in the world. On the way back from town, the brothers thought of ways they could be good at home. We could clear the snow from the sidewalk, Louie began. And make our beds, continued Dewey. And even wash the dishes, Huey finished. They raced home to get started. I'm so gonna forget these guys' names or voices.
David, you can do it. Just decide, like, first one's this, second one's that.
Dewey. Later that day, Donald was amazed when he looked out the window and saw his nephews shoveling the snow. And after supper, he was even more astonished to see them clean the table and do the dishes. In the evening, the boys sat quietly next to their storybooks. Donald was confused. Normally the boys are rowdy and loud. They're the sick of planning some mischief, Donald thought to himself. A while later, Donald patted softly upstairs and poked his head into the boys' room. Too good to be true, he whispered. Huey, Dewey, and Louie were fast asleep. The next morning, Donald went to wake the boys, but their beds were neatly made and they were nowhere in sight. As we walked into the kitchen, Donald found his nephew waiting for him with breakfast already on the table.
It's like, Daddy, bring it back.
After breakfast, Donald got ready to head into town to get Daisy a Christmas present. Can we go with you to town today, Uncle Donald? Dewey asked. Well, I guess since you 3 have been so well behaved, said Donald. The boys cheered merrily on the way into town. Donald didn't realize the nephews were steering them toward a certain store. Uncle Donald, did you ever go tobogganing when you were small? Huey asked. Why, I almost grew up on the slopes tobogganing, Donald replied.
Why is Donald a really old man?
Now they were in front of the store window, Donald continued. It was great sport, and look at the swell toboggans, Uncle Donald! The 3 boys cried at once. Aha, so that's it, said Donald. No wonder you've been behaving. You want me to get you a toboggan for Christmas. Well, look, that's out. Look at the price. And with that, he shotted past them and down the street past the store. That was their whole plan, bud. What are they going to do now? Is that a dog?
Yeah, it's a dog. It's our neighbor.
As they neared home, Donald started feeling a little sorry for the boys. Now, boys, he told them, your sled is still in great shape. You can have lots of fun with that. Slowly, Huey, Dewey, and Louie walked over to where their old sled was leaning against a tree. Okay, Uncle Donald, but a toboggan sure would have been nice, they said sadly.
He's really teething right now, poor baby.
That night, when the boys had gone to bed, Donald felt so bad that he wanted to buy his nephews a toboggan. So he ran down to the store as a Christmas surprise. However, when he got there, the toboggan was gone.
No.
asked the sales clerk about it. He told Donald that they had been sold, and it was the last one in town. Wow, what a bad stroke of unluck. Donald felt miserable as he strutted home. What will I do? The boys didn't ask Santa for a toboggan, and I can't find one anywhere. The next morning, the boys raced to town to look for another toboggan. When they arrived at the store, the toboggan was gone. Hooray for Uncle Donald! They shouted. He got it for us! Now we have to keep on being good! Uh-oh, that's a misunderstanding. That's not good.
He wants the book so bad.
Donald hadn't found a toboggan for them, even though he had looked everywhere. On Christmas Eve, Donald tossed and turned in his sleep, dreaming of toboggans.
Hey.
On Christmas morning, Donald jerked upright in bed. He could hear Huey, Dewey, and Louie shouting excitedly. He got up and raced downstairs. When he got to the living room, he found the nephews looking out the window. Look on Uncle Donald! They shouted. Outside on the snow was a beautiful toboggan. Strange little hoofprints led away from it. And written in the snow was a message. Santa had seen what good boys they had been.
You want the big book?
And left them a special present.
Big book.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie jumped up and down excitedly. Together they ran outside for a Christmas morning ride.
He thinks he can eat the big book, is what's happening.
Merry Christmas, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. From Santa.
Oh, man.
That was a good one, huh, buddy?
He's like, I finally ate the gem in this book.
Num num num.
I've been trying to do this for like days now.
So, num num num.
So we're bad. It's December 4th, I think, and we just now
Don't
read
have to tell
day
us.
2, but we're going to get caught up. I promise, my baby.
I don't think he minds.
He's very happy. Love you, baby.